Have you ever noticed how certain people in your life seem to drain your energy then uplift you? Maybe you've been feeling this more and more lately, especially since turning 60. Well, today I'm going to share something that might just change your entire social circle in the best way possible. I'm revealing the 5 types of people you should absolutely avoid after 60, even if they're family members. And wait until you hear number 4. It's probably someone you interact with every week, without realizing the negative impact they're having on your well-being. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of who might be holding you back from truly enjoying this amazing chapter of your life, and exactly what to do about it. So let's dive right in. Item 1. The chronic complainers. Let's talk about those people who seem to find a problem for every solution. You know the type. The chronic complainers. These are the folks who walk into a room and immediately start listing everything that's wrong with the weather, their health, politics, or the neighborhood. Here's the thing. At this stage of your life, your mental energy is precious. When you spend time with someone who constantly complains, your brain actually starts mirroring their negative thinking patterns. Studies show that after just 30 minutes with a chronic complainer, your stress hormones increase and your problem-solving abilities decrease. Think about that. Just half an hour can impact your entire day. So what can you do? First, try the 3 positives technique. When they complain, gently redirect by mentioning 3 positive aspects of whatever they're complaining about. If that doesn't work, consider setting clear time limits for your interactions. I can visit for an hour on Tuesday is perfectly acceptable. And remember, sometimes distance is the kindest thing you can offer, both to yourself and to them. You don't have to cut them off completely, but limiting exposure protects your precious mental health. Hey, if you're finding this helpful so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our weekly wisdom videos, specifically designed for thriving after 60. I share tips like these every week that my subscribers tell me have completely transformed their retirement years. Now, let's move on to the second type of person you need to watch out for. Item 2, the energy vampires. These people are masters of disguise because they don't always show up complaining. Instead, energy vampires leave you feeling exhausted after every interaction, and you can't quite put your finger on why. Energy vampires come in many forms. They might be the family member who needs constant emotional support but never reciprocates, or the friend who dominates every conversation with their problems, or even the acquaintance who subtly competes with you over who has more health issues. The danger with energy vampires is that the drain happens, so gradually you might not notice until you're completely depleted. After 60, your energy reserves are particularly precious. You've earned the right to spend them wisely. Here's what works. First, become aware of how you feel after spending time with different people. Keep a simple energy journal for a week. Just note who you interacted with and whether you felt energized or drained afterward. Once you've identified your energy vampires, try the energy budget approach. Imagine you have 100 energy points each day. How many are you willing to spend on these interactions? Maybe limit yourself to 1 energy-draining person per week and schedule them when you're at your strongest. And here's a practical tip. Meet energy vampires in public places, where there's a natural endpoint to the interaction. I'd love to catch up over coffee works much better than an open-ended home visit. Remember, protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's essential self-care at this stage of life. Item 3, the unsolicited advice givers. Oh my goodness, have these people multiplied since you turned 60? Suddenly, everyone has an opinion about how you should manage your retirement, your health, your home, and even your relationships. The unsolicited advice givers think they're being helpful, but what they're really doing is undermining your confidence and independence. After decades of successfully navigating life, the last thing you need is someone treating you like you've suddenly lost all wisdom, just because you've reached a certain age. What makes this particularly harmful is that it can start creating self-doubt. When people constantly offer unwanted advice about your health decisions or financial choices, you might begin questioning your own judgment, despite your years of experience. So how do you handle these well-meaning but intrusive people? I've found the thank and pivot technique works wonders. When they offer unsolicited advice, simply say, "Thanks for thinking of me," and immediately change the subject. Don't argue or defend your choices. That only invites more advice. For persistent advice givers, try the more direct approach. "I appreciate your concern, but I'm comfortable with the decisions I'm making right now." Repeat as necessary. And here's something. I'm curious about what's the most ridiculous, unsolicited advice you've received since turning 60? Drop it in the comments below. I read every comment, and I bet we could all use a good laugh about some of the outrageous suggestions people make. Now let's talk about the fourth type of person. And this one might surprise you. Item 4, the youth obsessed. These are the people who make aging sound like a disease rather than the privilege it actually is. The youth obsessed are constantly talking about looking younger, acting younger, or fighting aging at all costs. What makes these people particularly toxic after 60 is that they reinforce the harmful message that your value somehow diminishes with age. Every time they compliment someone with, "You don't look your age," as if that's the highest praise possible, or share the latest anti-aging miracle product, they're subtly suggesting that aging itself is something to be ashamed of. The research is clear on this. People who view aging positively actually live an average of 7.5 years, longer than those with negative age stereotypes. That's more than the benefit you'd get from not smoking or maintaining a healthy weight. So what's the solution? First, gently challenge their language. When they talk about fighting aging, you might say, "I prefer to think of it as aging wisely rather than fighting a natural process." Second, surround yourself with people who celebrate the wisdom, freedom, and perspective that comes with age. Seek out friends who are embracing this stage of life with curiosity and joy. And finally, be the change. Make it a point to never compliment someone by saying they look young. Instead, focus on their energy, wisdom, style, or vibrancy. If you're finding these insights valuable, please hit that subscribe button. Our community of wise 60-plus viewers is growing every day, and we share strategies like these that you won't hear in the mainstream media that's obsessed with youth culture. Now let's move on to our fifth type of person to avoid. Item 5, the dream dismissers. These might be the most dangerous people of all, the ones who shoot down your new ideas, interests, and plans with statements like, "At our age," or "Isn't it a little late for that?" Dream dismissers fundamentally misunderstand what this stage of life is all about. Your 60s, 70s, and beyond aren't about winding down. They're about refocusing on what truly matters to you, often for the first time since your responsibilities began piling up decades ago. The harm these people cause is significant, because they can make you second-guess your own dreams and ambitions. Whether you're considering starting a small business, learning a new language, traveling solo, or dating again, their dismissive attitude can plant seeds of doubt that stop you from even trying. Here's how to handle the dream dismissers. First, be selective about who you share your dreams with, especially in their early stages. New ideas are delicate and need protection. Second, find your dream team. People who respond to your ideas with, "Why not?" instead of "Why bother?" These are the friends who will help brainstorm solutions to obstacles rather than using obstacles as reasons to quit. And third, collect stories of people who began new ventures after 60. Julia Child didn't start cooking professionally until she was 50. Grandma Moses began painting at 78. Having these examples ready helps counter the negative messages from dream dismissers. Remember this truth: the only real limitation at our age is time. So there's no time to waste on people who don't believe in your potential. Has someone ever dismissed one of your dreams because of your age? Share your experience in the comments and let us know whether you pursued it anyway. Conclusion. So there you have it, the 5 types of people to minimize in your life after 60: the chronic complainers, the energy vampires, the unsolicited advice givers, the youth obsessed, and the dream dismissers. Now, I'm not suggesting you cut off family members or end long-standing friendships overnight, but I am encouraging you to be intentional about who gets your time and energy at this precious stage of life. Think of it this way: your social circle directly impacts your well-being, perhaps more than any other factor. By gently distancing yourself from these 5 types of people and seeking out those who energize, support, and inspire you, you're not being selfish, you're practicing essential self-care. I'd love to know which of these 5 types has been most challenging for you to deal with. Leave a comment below sharing your experience, and maybe even how you've handled it. Your wisdom might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear today. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss next week's video on Unexpected Ways to make new friends after 60. Because once you clear out the energy-draining relationships, you'll want to fill your life with uplifting ones. Until next time, remember, the quality of your life is directly related to the quality of people you surround yourself with. Choose wisely, my friend.